Alert 101 players and YouTubers. I am your fabled and famous and most beloved GiantStaff. And this is another stick of truth. But before we begin, Happy New Year to you all, as the GiantStaff has greeted a new year. So, Lady Cleo, what do you got in your old bag of tricks today? Ah yes, the stick of divination has revealed to us our new topic, the movie Man of Steel. Now, for all of you Superman fans out there, this may hurt you a lot. For the GiantStaff is about to rip Man of Steel a new one. And if Christopher Reeves could walk right now, he would kick this movie square in its jingly, jangly, dangly balls. For it was bad. Like, yes, I'm a Superman fan. Well, technically the GiantStaff used to be a Superman fan until that death battle where him and Goku got into it and they totally said Superman was a god. Just ain't right. One man should not have that much power and be a Boy Scout. Just ain't right. But that's another topic entirely. But now, the GiantStaff watched the movie Man of Steel. And I'm going to tell you right now, I have not seen a bunch of idiots fall over themselves to piss out a movie this bad since M. Night Shyamalan made that abortion The Last Airbender. Okay? Like, seriously. You know, Superman's story has been rewritten so many times, and Man of Steel just makes it that much worse. I mean, just really. I mean, like, if you're going to tell a Superman origin story and, you know, try and humanize Superman, that's fine. But do not, I repeat, do not do it like that. No, just stop. Okay, just stop. Alright, you know, Superman 4, The Quest of Peace was bad. Superman 3 was okay. Superman 2? Alright, up until that mind-erasing kiss. The original Superman movie. Pure gold. Told Superman's story, and as far as Superman 2 goes, I only got one thing to say to you people. Kneel before Zod! Favorite line. Just Man of Steel, like, Lois Lane's character was underdone and just really retarded. You know, and the whole figuring out who Superman is early in the movie, not cool. The backstory with the Kents was just underdone, and I mean, it's just really wrong. And everything in the whole town knowing he's Superman, that was BS and everyone knows it. Nobody knew it because Clark hit it so well. I mean, for God's sakes, he put on the glasses and acted all small-townish and newbie-like to prove that he wasn't Superman. And, I'm sorry, you know, then they do the ridiculous thing of pointing it out. Like, oh, wow, Superman and Clark Kent look exactly alike. Okay, for like ever in a day in a Superman movie, no one has really recognized, besides the viewer of the movie, that Clark Kent is Superman. That is a question we have always asked Superman fans, like, does people not notice they look alike? They have the same build and everything? They almost sound alike? No, that's because, like, Superman has this whole little glamoury thing going on for it. And, like, for just random people to figure out, I was like, oh, he's Superman. No, we're not doing that. Stop messing up the canon. Stop picking really good comic book continuums. Well, I'm not saying that Superman's a really good comic book continuum, because, I mean, it is, but then they kept rewriting him, and they kept turning him into a god, and doing this and that with his powers. But, I mean, the original Superman, you know, when he's just, you know, a guy, faster than a locomotive, able to leap tall buildings. I mean, well, more powerful than a locomotive, faster than a speeding bullet, able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. You know, the Man of Steel, who was only affected by, like, one color of kryptonite, was good. But what they did in Man of Steel, just no. Just stop it. Stop making us sit through these badass movies and calling them good. Alright, Hollywood, just stop it. You're pissing us off. You're definitely pissing the GiantStaff off because I'm bitching about it right now. And the reason why this is because you keep taking these really good comic book characters, trying to make them real life, and fucking up horrifyingly and calling it art. No, we will not stand for this anymore. The GiantStaff is done. The GiantStaff is done. There are multiple directors on the list of directors that need to be executed publicly for this. Michael Bay being at the top of the list, but the only reason why he's getting the list is because I'm waiting on Transformers 5. Just because Transformers 4 Age of Extinction was good, which will probably be in a later stick of truth that I will ultimately rant and rave about. Maybe you might get an omnibus about it. Maybe just a normal stick of truth, but it will happen. But back to Man of Steel. This is the reason why the GiantStaff has stopped going to the movies. He has stopped looking at the papers, he has stopped reading reviews. Because most people out there, these critics, don't know a good movie from a hole in the head. And I'm tired of these really bad movies being talked up like they're good, because they're not. They are not. And yes, I know many of you out there will disagree with me. And if you want to disagree with me within the comments. I will later readdress those. And tell you my point of view, because I do love hearing different people's point of view. If the GiantStaff is ever wrong, he will publicly admit that. If there is enough evidence to prove him wrong. But it will not change the GiantStaff's opinion unless the GiantStaff dutifully feels that the evidence presented for him proves him unequivocally wrong and that his opinion must change. And with that, you have gotten another stick of truth.